In an unexpected turn of events, China has endorsed President Trump's trade agreement, a move that has caught many by surprise. This surprising development has sent shockwaves across the globe, with analysts and policymakers scrambling to understand the implications. The endorsement raises numerous questions about the future of US-China relations and their broader impact on the global order. Could this be the beginning of a new era of cooperation, or is it merely a strategic maneuver? The deal, long contested and subject to intense negotiations, seems to have found favor with Beijing, signaling a potential shift in the geopolitical landscape. This could mark a significant change in how the two superpowers interact on the world stage. What prompted China's sudden acceptance? Was it economic necessity, political strategy, or a combination of both? The ramifications of this deal are far-reaching. What does this mean for the global economy and traditional alliances? Will other nations follow suit, or will they resist this new alignment? This essay delves into these critical questions, analyzing the historical backdrop, the agreement's nuances, and the potential ramifications for the future. We will explore the economic, political, and social dimensions of this landmark agreement. This unexpected turn of events has left many bewildered as they try to make sense of the rapidly changing dynamics. Is this a sign of a thawing relationship, or a strategic maneuver designed to gain leverage in other areas? The motivations behind this move are complex and multifaceted. The world waits with bated breath, watching closely to see how this development will unfold. The stakes are high, and the potential for change is immense. US-China relations have been marked by periods of both cooperation and tension. Over the decades, the dynamics between these two global powers have evolved significantly, reflecting broader geopolitical shifts and internal developments within each country. The Cold War saw the two countries on opposing sides, with the United States aligning with the Western Bloc and China initially siding with the Soviet Union. This period was characterized by mutual suspicion and limited direct engagement. However, the relationship began to transform in the 1970s with Nixon's historic visit to China. This groundbreaking trip marked the beginning of a new era of diplomatic relations, opening the door to increased dialogue and cooperation. Economic ties strengthened in the following decades as China emerged as a global manufacturing hub. American companies began to invest heavily in China, taking advantage of its vast labor force and growing market potential. This economic interdependence brought the two nations closer, even as political differences remained. However, underlying ideological differences and China's growing assertiveness on the world stage have fueled tensions. Issues such as Taiwan, human rights, and regional security have often put the two countries at odds. The US has long expressed concerns about China's trade practices, human rights record, and military expansion in the South China Sea. These issues have led to a series of diplomatic confrontations and have been a source of ongoing friction. The relationship has become increasingly complex, characterized by a blend of competition and interdependence. While both nations benefit from economic ties, they also compete fiercely in areas such as technology, military power, and global influence. This complex history forms the backdrop against which we must view the current agreement. Understanding the historical context is crucial for interpreting the nuances of their interactions today. It's a relationship fraught with complexities and contradictions. As both nations navigate their future, the world watches closely, aware that the trajectory of US-China relations will significantly impact global stability and prosperity. The Trump administration's trade war with China marked a significant escalation in bilateral tensions. In 2018, President Trump imposed tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods, citing unfair trade practices and intellectual property theft. China retaliated with tariffs of its own, targeting American products like soybeans and automobiles. The trade war had a ripple effect on the global economy, disrupting supply chains and impacting businesses worldwide. Both sides engaged in rounds of negotiations, but progress remained elusive until the recent breakthrough. The trade war highlighted the interconnectedness of the global economy and the high stakes involved in US-China relations. It was a game of brinkmanship with global consequences. The details of the agreement are still emerging, but initial reports suggest that China has made significant concessions. These reportedly include commitments to increase purchases of American goods, particularly agricultural products, and to address some U.S. concerns about intellectual property protection. In return, the U.S. is expected to roll back some of the tariffs imposed during the trade war. The agreement also includes provisions on currency manipulation and forced technology transfer. However, many experts caution that the deal is fragile and lacks concrete enforcement mechanisms. While the agreement offers a glimmer of hope, the devil is in the details. Will it truly address the underlying issues in the US-China trade relationship? Why now? China's calculated move. China's decision to endorse the agreement at this juncture has puzzled many observers. The timing of this move has raised eyebrows across the globe, with analysts scrambling to understand the underlying motivations. Several factors might be at play. The global economic landscape is shifting, and China is keenly aware of the need to adapt to these changes. The trade war has taken a toll on the Chinese economy, which has been grappling with slowing growth. The economic indicators have shown a consistent decline, and the manufacturing sector has been particularly hard hit. Moreover, Beijing might be seeking to stabilize relations with the US as it navigates a complex geopolitical environment marked by tensions with other countries and internal challenges. The ongoing trade negotiations have been a roller coaster, and China is looking for a way to bring some stability to this volatile situation. By striking a deal, China could be aiming to buy time, secure its economic interests, and project an image of stability and cooperation on the world stage. This move could be seen as a strategic pause, allowing China to regroup and reassess its position in the global arena. China's decision to accept the deal is likely a strategic move, driven by both internal and external considerations. Internally, the Chinese government is under pressure to deliver economic stability and growth, while externally, it faces a myriad of geopolitical challenges. It's a pragmatic response to a complex web of challenges. By making this calculated move, China is positioning itself to better handle the uncertainties of the future, ensuring that it remains a key player on the global stage. Ripples on the world stage: geopolitical and economic implications. The agreement has significant geopolitical and economic implications. It could potentially ease trade tensions between the world's two largest economies, providing a much-needed boost to global growth. However, it also raises concerns about a new bipolar world order, with the United States and China vying for influence and potentially dividing the international community. The deal's impact on multilateral institutions and global governance remains to be seen. Additionally, the agreement could have implications for other countries and regions, particularly those caught in the crossfire of US-China competition. The agreement's ripple effects will be felt far and wide, reshaping global trade patterns, alliances, and the balance of power. The world is watching closely. Turkey raises an eyebrow. Concerns from Ankara. The agreement has elicited mixed reactions from global powers and allies. Turkey, a NATO member with close ties to both the United States and China, has expressed concerns about the deal's potential implications for its interests. Ankara fears that the agreement could strengthen China's economic and geopolitical clout, potentially undermining Turkey's regional ambitions and jeopardizing its delicate balancing act between East and West. Turkey's response underscores the complex web of interests and alliances at play in the evolving global order. Turkey's concerns highlight the broader anxieties among U.S. allies about the shifting geopolitical landscape and the potential for a U.S.-China duopoly. It's a delicate balancing act for Ankara as it seeks to safeguard its interests. Charting the future U.S.-China relations and the global order. The future of U.S.-China relations remains uncertain. The agreement represents a potential thaw in the relationship, but deep-seated mistrust and structural issues persist. The two countries remain locked in a strategic competition for global influence, and their rivalry is likely to continue to shape the 21st century. The future trajectory of their relationship will depend on a multitude of factors, including domestic politics, economic developments, and the evolving global security landscape. The agreement is just one chapter in the ongoing saga of US-China relations. The story is far from over, and the ending remains unwritten. Your turn, a call to dialogue. The US-China agreement has profound implications for all of us. It raises fundamental questions about the future of global trade, geopolitics, and the rules-based international order. What are your thoughts on the agreement? How do you think it will impact your country and the world? Share your perspectives and engage in a constructive dialogue on this critical issue. The future is not predetermined. It's shaped by our choices and actions. Let's engage in a meaningful conversation and chart a course towards a more peaceful and prosperous world. The European perspective. Europe's stance on the US-China agreement provides a unique lens through which to view this global shift. The European Union, a major player in global trade, has consistently advocated for multilateralism and a rules-based international order. How does Europe perceive this bilateral agreement? What are the potential impacts on EU's trade policies and economic strategies? As a region deeply interconnected with both the US and China, Europe's reaction and adaptation will be crucial in shaping the future landscape of international relations and global trade. Understanding the European perspective is essential in comprehending the full scope of this agreement's implications. As we delve into the Middle Eastern perspective, it's clear that the region's response to the US-China agreement is layered with complexity. The Middle East, a strategic crossroads for global trade and energy resources, has its own set of geopolitical and economic interests at stake. Key players such as Saudi Arabia, Iran, and the UAE have been closely monitoring the ramifications of this deal. For Saudi Arabia, maintaining strong ties with both the US and China is crucial for its Vision 2030 plan, which aims to diversify its economy. Iran, on the other hand, views this agreement through the lens of its strained relations with the US and its strategic partnership with China. The UAE, a rising economic powerhouse, seeks to balance its alliances while capitalizing on new trade opportunities. The Middle Eastern nations are not just passive observers. Their responses and adaptations will influence regional stability and international trade dynamics. This intricate web of interests underscores the multifaceted impact of the US-China agreement on the global stage. Understanding the Middle Eastern view provides a deeper insight into the broader geopolitical shifts that are unfolding, revealing the interconnectedness of our global community. As we look ahead, the future implications of the US-China agreement are both promising and uncertain. This deal could potentially pave the way for a new era of international cooperation, fostering economic growth and stability worldwide. However, the geopolitical landscape remains volatile, with unforeseen challenges likely to emerge. Video: a futuristic city skyline. Video: economic graphs showing upward trends. Video: diplomatic handshake between US and Chinese leaders. Video: global trade routes map. The agreement might encourage other nations to reevaluate their own foreign policies and economic strategies, leading to a ripple effect on global trade dynamics. Video: leaders of different nations in a conference. Image: a world map with highlighted trade routes. Video: stock market trading floor. Meanwhile, technological advancements and innovation will play a crucial role in shaping the future of international relations. The race for technological supremacy between the US and China will continue to be a focal point, influencing everything from cybersecurity to space exploration. Video: advanced technology labs. Video: space exploration imagery. Image: cybersecurity concept art. Ultimately, the future of US-China relations will hinge on their ability to navigate these complexities and collaborate on shared global challenges. Only time will tell how this agreement will shape the world order in the years to come. Video: a clock ticking, symbolizing the passage of time.